Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. Welcome to tonight's live. Tonight's or reasoning. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to tonight's chatting. It's not live, but it's chatting. Mm-hmm. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome back, Ryder and Scooter Boy. Welcome. Two girls. Welcome. Big up. Hi. Back Rider. Okay. Back Rider and Scooter Boy. I don't know if you are in the bike race or whatever, but for those that know him and know her, a big shout out to you. A big, big Sunday evening shout out to you. I hope you are in the bike race. And I don't know if they have the scooter race, but this bike race. So big shout out to you. Have a blessed one. Be good. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those that are not in my time zone, again, I thank you when you saw this live, when you're looking on this live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay? It's a pleasure to have you here. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to talk. If it's the first time you're coming, don't let it be the last time. Always visit. If you have not subscribed, yes, we still take subscription. Okay, we still take subscription. So subscribe, like it, and share it. Okay. How is all of you evening? I hope everything was in place and good. I hope you have a wonderful day or evening. I'm Thiran, Thiran. Welcome. Hail Jadara. I hope I get that right. Welcome. Thank you for being here. If you have not subscribed, like, share, and comment. Bring in your comments. Okay? Yes. Okay then. Okay. Let's organize something. I hope you are okay. For those that are today, or yes, you don't not speak English, you don't speak English. English is one of the languages that almost everybody speak. You don't speak it, you gotta learn it, because most people speak English. Most places that you go, they speak English. You don't speak English, but you wrote in English. Not speak English, and that's an English right. All right? So please, thumbs up, like, share, and we will have our chat this evening. Today was a blessing for many people. Many people been mourning the loss of some. Many has been rejoicing because one have been born into the family. Although we do it the other way around. The scripture says when one born you are to cry. You are to mourn. And when one died you are to rejoice. But we did it the other way around. Because when one born, you don't know what they are coming in this world to meet. They're born into a world, into misery, into everything. So you have to start crying from the born. Pray and cry. But they say when one, they all gone out of the misery. Nobody to be thinking of paying rent, paying light bill, nothing. Nobody have to be looking at them and say, okay, I can rob you because I think you have money. So they're out of those misery. But the one that born is coming into the world misery. So that's why it says, when one born, you're to cry. And when one died, you are to rejoice. You understand? Because they are out of it. They have nothing more to do with the misery, the chaos, and everything that is happening in and around the world. They don't have anything to do with family members, no friends, nothing. They left everything and God. Okay? But I hope everyone is okay. Their family is okay. I hope that each one share a bit of love with someone today, yesterday, or sometimes I hope you have been kind to someone. You have said a kind word to someone. Okay? Because that is all we can do. We can only give encouragement through sometimes a smile, a word of encouragement, something. We can do something to offload some of the person's problem. But you go to school, you go to this school, the English school. English easy to speak, easier than Spanish. They say Spanish, you can find Spanish easy. And all the rest of other languages them. Never mind, never the rest of the language them, honestly, I think it will take you many years to learn it. English is so quick. Very quick. Because listen, you have English patois, you have English standard English, you have the Queen's English, and you have the American English, and you have the English. Okay, so the American English is a bit little, still English, still understandable. Queen's English, you gotta, yeah, you can speak out of the broken. Yes, so that's Queen English. But like for me, who came from Jamaica, we mix up English, patois, all the lingua in one. Come here, which in English means go down there, so, which in English means go down there. But when you can do it, it is nice. Yeah. Good. So I hope you will get on to English more. As you say, you can speak it, but apparently you wrote it, don't it? You wrote the English. You write the English. In spite you cannot speak it, which is even better. Because when you go to sit your exam, at least you will pass your English. English language, literature, all the rest of it. You will pass. Because you can write it. And put the comma, and put the exclamation sign, and all the question sign, and I think you know them too. All right? Good. Have a good one. All right, this evening, we have some little talk and some little bit more things on the table that we will, touch a little bit on. I wish I can see many of these people coming in, more coming in, that we can hold a good reasoning. But we are going to be reasoning anyhow. Big up to all those persons with the blue ridge. They know themselves. When you see them on the screen, you will know, yeah, that's they. They are the one with the blue ridge. Bike rider. This evening, we will just look at some of the bite of the week, of the day. And there is a Psalms that says, I will lift mine eyes unto the hill, from whence cometh my health. And he will not suffer our foot to be moved, neither will he make us stumble and fall. And the Psalms went on. This evening, there are many times that we are in limbo, asking and wondering of many of our problems and our disappointments that what next? You understand? But if we put our trust in the one that put the life in us, who have joined all our organs in a working position, who allow us to understand right from wrong, and we can hold a reasoning with the next person. If we believe in this being, we will just say, as the psalmist said, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill. Because when he was going through problem, when all the hell broke loose, and he was going through and going through, there was no other that he could have called on. There was no other that he could look to. And he could only come on to say, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill. The hill symbolizes him, the creator, the man that still the water. And he could say only, I will turn my eyes up to him. Because it's only him when cometh my help. Only him can send the help. To him who created, who made heaven and earth. So this evening you may be going through some of the most ununderstandable situation. You have someone, the being, go in private, and you can lift your problems, you can lift your burden and speak with them. Some are going through health problem, some are going through kinds of problem, but he said, as the psalmist said it, let us see who write this psalms. I think it's David. Because many times people said David's psalms, some of the psalms, it's not David who wrote them. But for us to know, I'll just try and do it very quickly. I lift up mine eyes unto the hill. Psalms 121. I could have said it, but it's not too short. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord which made heaven and earth. So when you're going through your troubles, when you're going through the waters, and it seems like the water is going to overflow you, you use it, because this is where your help came from. I will lift up, and that is Psalms 121, the Song of Decree. It is said who wrote this songs. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hill, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer my foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun will not smite thee by day, the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve going in and thy going out and thy coming in. So these are words of confirmation. These are words that you look to know that someone is there who is guiding, who is standing by. It's like a child with their parent. Their parent is their guardian, is their guide, is their guide, is their refuge. Anything happen, who did they run to? They run to their parent. And so in whatever it is for you, you can say with all assurance, he said, the Lord is your keeper. He is a shade upon your right hand. So he is protecting you. So it gives you all the privilege that you can call on him. This is a decree. He said, he will not suffer your foot to be moved. He said, he that keepeth Israel, all the people, that you will not stumble and you will not fall. So this evening, that is the bite of the week. That is the bite of the evening. And remember, when it looks like you are going to be hopeful, tell yourself, lift up my eyes unto the hill, unto the Almighty. That's where you're lifting your faith, not simple your eyes. You are lifting your faith, your strength, and your belief. So you're going to turn yourself on him, your sustainer. And this is Psalms of Creed. The reason why the Psalms was written, somebody was going through. Everything was upon them. And whom should I turn to? Who is my help? Who is my help? Where does my help came from? And this is what they said. Because my help cometh from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. So let that be your decree. Let it be your sustain. Let it be your comfort. That nothing can disturb your peace. Nothing can stumble over. Because what? God is your help. Okay? Good. And let me take all this time out to say, to give the birthday people. Is there anybody here celebrating your birthday? If you are celebrating your birthday, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. One more year around the sun. One more year standing on top of your grave. Okay? So have yourself a happy birthday. And let this be a birthday of remembrance. A birthday that you know where you are going. You are going further or you are going to stop. Let this be not only for the party and the feast, but let this be a reflection to your life. A birthday. It's a very important. Birthdays are important in every sense of the word. Birthday are important. So while you're lifting up your eyes of the hill, you are celebrating your birthday and you're giving thanks in the same breath for life everlasting. And I hope and wish for you many, many more birthdays, good health, along with wealth. Yes. Whatever your wealth is going to be, whatever you want your wealth to be, have a happy, happy birthday. Okay? Are you going to bed? Or are you sleeping or are you going sporting? Which of them? And the many others that came on the line. LWA, where are you? For those in the UK, a big shout out to all of you that listen and follow this channel. A big shout out to you. Okay. Now, there are some things that is happening in my little country, my little part of the world, and it is very questionable. And you're looking on why, how should it be? And I just speak my little piece on this one. About a week or two now, I think it's going into two, where this little young man, Smith is his last name, what's his name? I think I wrote his name down, I didn't. No. But anyhow, I've gone missing. And what surrounds the missing, looking in, it's questionable. It's very, very questionable. Very questionable. He's 12 years old and he attended Manchester. He's in Mandeville, and the school he attends. It is questionable that a child go missing just like that. I have to say just like that, because you sit and you listen to the uncle, is it the aunt, husband piece, you listen to the aunt piece, you listen, and still in my thing, what I am listening to, what I am looking for or listening to hear, you don't hear it. If the child and the younger child, which is what she said, 2 years old, was playing on whatever device or gadget or whatever they have, and he jumped and broke his leg, they both could be jumping, and somehow the bigger one stumbled, they could have stumbled, and he fell on the younger one's foot or leg, wherever was broken. Knowing Jamaican mothers or Jamaican parents, and these are where I put the two and the one together. The aunt says, my grandson, he is an American child. So let's say the grandson went to spend some times with his grandmother. Accident, that child, I don't think, willfully took the baby foot and broke it. You will have to take the child to the doctor, and you got to say, how did this child came up with a broken leg? Good. When the aunt said she heard the child squeal out, that is a cry out, that it's not the normal and the ordinary cry out. That's a distressed cry out. And she went and left the child and asked what happened, and the 12-year-old says they were jumping and whatever. She could not move the child, the baby, and she took him to the doctor. But before they left the house, what happened? What did you do to that 12-year-old? You did not just look at that child and say, you must be careful, much more better. Moreover, the child came from the United States to spend time with you. So you are going to try to take the best care of this child. You did not, Auntie. You just didn't just look at the child and said you must be more careful. Auntie, I believe, and that's my belief, knowing Jamaican parents, when you saw that baby feet couldn't move and the child cried out in pain, moving that leg, knowing that something is wrong, you come out from your hand to that 12-year-old. Because you're gonna be looking at it, my God, we're gonna tell the parents and no, we're gonna tell whether it's son child or a daughter child. What am I going to say? One, you didn't even say that you asked the boy and said, oh, it happened. You didn't say that. In all the listening, I didn't hear you say that. Because it could be that 12-year-old don't have anything to do with the child legs being broke. He could have jumped after where he jumped from, land, and is how he land, and his foot got broken. But as a 2-year-old child, you call their bone green stick. That's what you call their bones. Right? But anyhow, you all went to the hospital together. That's what you said. You load them up, including the 12-year-old. And you all went to the hospital together. Was that 12-year-old child sitting with you in the waiting room, in the emergency, order to say tell the doctor what went, how the accident happened. I don't hear you say that. I haven't heard you said that. Did the child, the 12-year-old, or whatever Smith is name, did he went home? How long possible did your husband stay with you at the hospital? Did the child came out and went in the emergency room with you? Because obviously you can't tell what happened because you weren't with them. So it could be that is a little young man is going to say what happened because the doctor will have to write a report. He's going to treat this baby. He's going to write a report. And in writing this report, the child may have to come back to the United States where his primary care person is, where his doctor is. He would have to come back to go to the pediatric clinic doctor. So the doctor in Jamaica will have to make a report because that the child has been sent back to this country to get the proper, the x-ray and all the rest of the things that is going to be done here to the child. I still listen to the little boy went in emergency room with you. Did he left with your husband? Did he sleep at the house the night of the accident? I heard you on a live and was saying people, you're setting the record straight and all the rest of it. But the record that you are setting straight doesn't really sound like you're setting a record straight. All these questions are asked, and people will have to ask these questions, and people is not interfering because it was put out on the worldwide net. So they are not interfering. They did not let them come to your private to find out anything. Did the boy slept in the house that night of the accident? Your husband said he was happy that they came on certain place and whatever. When he said he gave money to him to go to, he dropped him at the bus stop. Which of the day did he drop him at the bus stop? You're talking the day before, or it was the day after the accident in the night? Which of the day did he dropped off at the bus stop? I haven't heard anything from the aunt or the husband say they went to the school to find out if he was registered that day at the school. Still listening for those. So there are many more questions in it. Did any of you went to the school to find out if he was present at school the day? Was he threatened by any of the adult? Was he threatened by the adult? Meaning his aunt, her husband. Were threatening words used to him? Did you hit him? And these questions ask because people are out there looking for this little young man. This little young man is 12 years old. Have he have any more relatives outside of Manchester where he would have gone to? Have anyone tried to find any of his relatives on mother's side and father's side and to find out if he is at their home? No. He was at anyone's home. The adult would have reached out to the parent to say, he is here. He came here yesterday. He said so and he said so. These are all my opinions. These are all my questioning. Because everybody get concerned what would have happened. But the worst may have already happened. My opinion. I don't know them, never seen them, but this is my opinion. Trying and looking into the situation that happened. Any of the parents, the adult who kept him in their custody, went to the school. When they didn't saw him came home the evening, according to you people, did you turn up the following morning at the school to find out from his class teacher if he was present at school? Because if you say he went in uniform, was that this day after the accident, or it was the day before? Or you did take him to the hospital with you into a uniform? Did he slept at the house? These are questions to find out. Did he left the hospital and slept at the house that night? Because thinking and listening to it, tell me that little boy didn't sleep at that house that night. You took him with you to the hospital, but what happened after? Where did you let him off? Did he stay in the emergency room with you, that when you saw the doctor, you could say, all right, tell the doctor what happened? Because this is necessary. Did he did that? Now, Auntie, you have been going over and over and over and over, and each time when I listen and hear you, this is what you're saying. I took him from he's 5 years old. That have nothing to do with what happened the present. It was consensus that you have him for how much years? Until he's 12. That no come into it. That no come into it. So saying that to the wider public, the wide world, I wouldn't do him anything because of him. It's me can't go get him vaccinated. It's me do this. It's me. If you have him in your care, you have to do it. Is in your care. You stand in the gap as a mother. So the responsibility is on you to get everything that is to be done done. Coming on the internet, Miss Lady, gloating, oh, what you do, oh, what such a good aunt you was. Yes, God bless you. But that does not pull up into the present situation. That have not given anything to say you yourself won't hurt him. I don't say you hurt him, and I will not sit here and says you do. I don't know. I am not blaspheming here. But what I am saying what you did from his 5 years old until this moment, don't say that you won't hurt him too. So cut that part out of your story. Cut that part out of your story. What you have done already done. What you have done took him and you took care of him and you grow him and he's loving and he's kind and he's nice. It came down to the point that something happened. That all that loving that he is loving, forget. Because something happened. So what happened? This is the story and the issue at hand that you are to deal with. Not continue every time you open your mouth, you are saying, I have him from he's 5 years old, I did this to him, he's so loving, he cling on to me, he's... Lady, we people out here, and all of it too stupid, you know. And all of it stupid. But what happened to the young man is questionable, and is to find if he is being found. Where is he? Speaking of what you did and what you didn't do, and you be and all the rest of it, the fact remains that something happened to your grandson, and that is your grandson. The 12-year-old one is your nephew, and he is 12. The case with the grandson is questionable because you first said to the doctor, well, this was what happened. He was climbing and he dropped. He was doing this and I was running something. And hear what happened. He will have to return to this country, the country where he was born, and he will have to go in his maker. Yes. And they are going to ask questions. So there are two things on your hand. You think very hard that this child get hurt and all the rest of it, and all the rest of it. But get up to say, well then, I took him when he was 5 years old, it's me look after him, it's me, and that whining need to stop. That whining need to stop. We get it. We got it in our notebook. We get it in our songbooks. What people need to know, how much do you know about the disappearance of the child? That is what the people need to know. That is what they need to know. What happened? How much do you know about the appearance of the child? Did you went to the school to when you have seen him return home? The first place, because you people said as he went to school, but I asked the question, was it school the day after the night of the accident, or it was school before the day before the accident? Because nobody differentiate that. No one differentiate to say it was, we came home from the hospital and he went to bed, he woke up, you people were quarreling, you people peradventure you hit him too. Maybe you not give him a good thrashing. Him just don't went to school and don't return like that. Children is different, because he would be happy to come home to find out his sympathy for that baby, to find out if him alright. He would have want to sit and really to take care of that child. He wouldn't want to run away from the situation like that, knowing that the both of them are playing, according to you people. According to you people. Because there are some holes in the stories. There are some holes, there are some gaping in the story. If I had heard you said, when I didn't saw him return, I pick up my phone and I call the school, because you must have a number for the school. You must have a number for the principal. You must know his class teacher, more than one class teacher. But let's say you know, you must know if it's even one. Whether the English teacher, the math teacher, whichever, you must know one of those teachers. You didn't look at that child and said, you must be more careful. Oh my God, that sounds like you pat him on his shoulder. All right. You must be more careful when you're playing. You hear? No, ma'am. No, you don't. You never do that. I never see you. I wasn't there, but you did not do that. Jamaican parent. And worse to hell, you see how you make sure you put it out? He was born, he's an American child. So you might have to answer to the American people too. What happened to them picnic? So we look at these unfortunate situations that happen and the lame stories that you're getting out of it. It's adding up nowhere. The child is still missing. You don't life, or he missing sleeping. Or if they had, if they have taken him home and he went to bed, telling me he went, you drop him off, you didn't differentiate which one of the day you put him off at the bus stop, and you give him time. Okay, you can't do good, you don't. Excuse me, Wake up out on a state, man. It's not everybody stupid on talking to. Did you drop him off somewhere where you can't find back him way? Did you drive him out of the parish and take him to a different parish? Even then somebody would have seen him. Even then he would have went to the police station and said something. Hmm? It's not all of us that you see out here don't think. Yeah. Because a lot of you parents or adopted parent or parent to be love to live for now. And if you are one of them we cut cloth like more than we do in a Pablo's. Yeah, man, you can imagine how much you wrap him up into. Because you're looking on, you will have to answer to the parent of that child. You did not look at that little young man and said, you must be more careful. When you're playing, you must be more careful, you hear? That never happened. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Anyhow, I think the government, the police, and CDA, and everybody is up on the case, and they are. But, sister, when you're talking, leave out from when you did how much better food you eat, and how much diaper you buy. That's not necessary. Honest to God, it's not necessary. In this case, it's not necessary. Talk that when everything okay and nice and you give one little encouragement to somebody and say, well then, I took this child and I grow this child and what? Say them story that when he graduate from college. Yes, when he go college and he graduate and you give a college speech, you say them something there. But in this situation, you can't get up and say, oh, and I took him money, but so, and if we care for him. him. Them story they not call for me. Get to the root of the story. Find out what happened. I heard you said you didn't see him when you reached to the hospital. You never, because you into the hospital, you in the emergency room from when. So you never come home until the next day. Find out what happened. When you find that out, then you come out here and talk, them talk where you talk. But they talk the way you talk, no spell sense. Them talk there, no spell sense. And if you on my thing, I will tell you, he doesn't spell sense. We are dealing with the issue at hand. 7 years ago, how much years ago? That's not the issue. I'll stop coming out and say that because everybody going to look past that one. Every job, man and child is going to look past it. Anyhow. Every time now we look at, we're going to talk, yeah? And let me tune in with this one. A man, woman. A man call himself Gallus. Enough woman in a bungle. Some from south and some from earth. Yes. And men are very proud of themselves to say they have wholly enough, plenty women, even when they have their wife, their wedded wife, in their house, in their bed, they are out there like a hunter hunting many more women. Mhm. But they always, you know, fool themselves in the interim of it. Every time you sleep with a woman that is not your wife, or you sleep with a man that is not your husband, you have invited poverty in your life. Yeah. You have gal in a bungle, gal out a bungle, gal all over. Woman into here, so woman into there, so woman into there, so. None of these women that you decided to crawl up in their bed and make that a place of your rest because it's your woman, and you got to lie to your wife, and you lie and you have to lie and you have to lie, and if you have to lie until the last lie, you don't remember what was the last lie you told. How do you invite poverty? Of course you invite poverty. My rent have to pay if that person is paying rent. I have to get my facial, my hand shall, my foot shall, and all the shalls done. That is coming out of your pocket. Because what? You are trying to keep the model on your hand. Because you're going to be modeling this person. So, of course, I want her to look good. Whether she is very good in bed or what. So, your pocket get a hole in it. Somebody has taken back their lights, no problem. No problem. Right? Every time you gotta spend more, and in your more spending, somebody is suffering. So while you are here enjoying yourself, sleeping with somebody else, your wife and maybe children, is longing to see you, longing to spend some time with you, longing to sit and talk with you, while you are over Janie's house, sleeping. What did you tell your wife? Your wife hear, oh, you work overtime, or you had to go to some business meeting because you got to be meeting. And you spend all that you have with a woman that you and her will never make life together. Call that one the side chick. When a woman put themselves in the position to be side, you will never ever come full. You're always going to be the side, the spear. The side woman. And you have to spend for the side woman heavy. Poverty, it steals your money, your peace, your destiny, because you have to give good gifts. I am tired of the house and need to go out, so therefore you gotta pay the hotel bill. Mm-hmm. And you're doing all of this to be in bed. The wrong bed. When you crawl in the wrong bed, when you slept in the wrong bed, you are looking that you have many women and you can change them as much as you changes your, not even your tartar, because you don't change your tartar every day. You can call on this one, you can take out this one, you can wine and dine this one, and you can do. But guess what? The book of Proverbs says, a whore will reduce you down a slice of bread. So to the men, and I just speak about the men just tonight. I will talk about the other person another time, right? Will reduce you down because you don't know what you're doing. And what you think is so sweet became bitter to your mouth. Each person that you go, you attract a different spirit. This is not only changing body fluid. Many have been destroyed in this land, on this land, in this earth. And this is their destruction. Yes. Many men are destroyed. And this is what destroyed them. They don't stop and think. They just look at the beautiful figure, the nice face, a nice ass round the stable. And this one can be wine and dine anytime. It costs you your pocket, it costs you your sanity. Sometimes the very woman that you went with in what you call in love, you wake up with hatred. You start hating her, you start hating yourself, you start doing so many things. You transfer a spirit and you receive bondage. Sex is not only physical, it is spiritual. And when you start to learn and understand, because even some older men, some of the time when they raise up, realize what had happened to them, it cannot be reversed. What they are reaping is karma. It cannot be reversed in their life again because they have gone so far. They have done so much things. They have destroyed their own self. Very much self-destruction to themselves. Because not everybody carries good energy. Energy to destroy you. And that they took pleasure in doing. Some of you end up with a package you didn't bargain for. You didn't bargain for it, but you didn't care one kick if you get it. STDs are out there sitting ready. It doesn't care what is your size and your looks. No. And many have been destroyed by that. Wives, stay home and be good wives. Committed wives. Waiting on their husbands. And they end up with AIDS. And they have never slept with anyone else outside of their husband. He sat in the house, waited night and waiting. And he went out and he got his package from the post that posted to him. And he brought it in and he shared it evenly with his wife. Evenly, he split it down the middle and he shared. So guess what? Him have, the woman him have sleeping with have. And of course he couldn't let his poor wife out of it. Him have to carry it home and say, darling, this is it. So when you do not only share a person that sleeps around, always end up into these. The fear of their life. Nobody not here talking to me tonight. You have to know what you are doing. What you're getting yourself into. When you get in it, how are you going to get out of it? In yourself. Some of the women that you went with, you don't even dare them and call to them outside. You don't even want to see them again. You grow this evil against them. But that is what happened. When the zipper can't stay up, and every shape of a has comfortable to you that you must be a part of the dining. The older ones have gone through this. And I don't know if some of the times they are there to encourage the younger men. That yes, it did look nice to me when I was growing up that I want 100 women. But it doesn't worth it. Because you reap from it more than what you sow. So I don't know if the older men, the fathers, the uncles, are encouraging the younger ones out of these things, or telling them, oh, yeah, man, you must have a whole heap of woman, whole heap of problem, whole heap of your pocket, your money run out as in and it leaks. You don't know how it leaks, but it leaks. So that's how your money run out of your pocket. Mhm. It is time for human being, man and woman, to wake up to some reality of life. That those that made those mistakes, and it's not a mistake, if they opened their eyes and went into it. It's not a mistake. They willfully do it. Some end up, their wives left them. They lost their marriage. They lost their true love. They lost the person who decided to work with them. And they end up with someone, if any, I don't want you, now you mash up. But for the younger men, you gotta count your costs before you mount your costs. And I mean, of course, counting your costs. Is this profitable? If for heaven's sake, stick with your wife who you took before the pastor and said, I do, and you're not ready to live and settle down with one woman, for heaven's sake, do not take a woman, put her before the pastor, and tie her up in yourself, and turn around, start walking out and bringing in and staying out until you finally live out. If it's rent, or eventually you gotta buy a house, make her up and buy a house, give her. Hello, you gotta buy a car. Hello, all of the things have to be done. And you better come up with the money. Because one, you don't want to lose her. But she don't have you. You are only passing through until when you cannot fulfill her demands, then hello, you got to go. But as long as you can fulfill the demands and you can stomach it to have two more coming in it beside you, oh, that's nice. That's good, don't it? That's good. Right. Men, be wise in all your doings. Be considerate of yourself, because you're not hurting the other person, you're hurting yourself. You are depriving yourself of what you should have. You are putting yourself in a position where you lost your family. And losing your family, you lose yourself. Because most of the time, oh, the woman is happy because the wife left him. And of course, he will get married to me. But bet your last dollar down. When you got married to that other woman, and now it's going to be a man and wife or children, he started to find fault with you. Oh, but me nobody knows since I stay. My God, because you thought marriage out there was so perfect, and because the wife is not complaining, you think but it was the woman who held the marriage together. That you didn't take time out to know. So you thought it is okay. So if I get him because he's such a good man. Mr. Even if the woman look like a goddess in the bed, that same sweet, nice, um, perfumed bed, you're going to feel like you are in the fire of hell. So many things you lost. You lost your health, you lost your family, and guess what? Your pocket have many holes in it. All your money leaked out. And you cannot go back to none of those women to say, oh, so no. So men, be wise. Samson, because of that little area, I heard some people say needle high. I hear some people say they call it all kind of different name. But that little split, Samson lost his life. David, look, and it was misery top of misery because of that little split. And many more have gone under. And when they woke up to the reality of things, they blame themselves and sometimes blame everyone else. Sometimes the woman beside them, they are the one getting blamed. Is you cause me to go out there? Is you cause me to do so? No. You have chosen your path. You have chosen. You have made your irrespectable. Because what? You care. And this is what I want, and this is what you went after. Think about it. And think carefully about it. How much you could have saved, how much other things you could have. Because you want to model. You want to hold hands and going down, and this is my trophy girl. So you have this trophy woman until she dropped you. You look at all you sent. Some of you took up the paternal role and sent her to school. And then you said, I school her. You're wrong. So wrong. You should have schooled yourself. And if you schooled yourself, you would have realized that you would have done much better. But men, be careful. Be careful of the spirit you attract in your life. The type of energy, the person you went to. Because when what you think you give, you are receiving. And what you are receiving is always not a good package. So be careful. Be careful of the going around with many, many, many women. However pretty they are, however goddess they look in the bed, be careful. Guard your health. Guard your pocket. Guard your sanity. Guard that karma will not come to you. Because guess what? A lot of times, children and wife weep their eyes out because their husbands and what he have done. Be careful. So younger ones, the older one have gone through the model already. And some go through it, never learn, and will never learn. Will never pull back. When they pull back, is when you have to use spoon to spoon up. And they realize that there's nothing more they can do. They only have a watchman to the wear head. That's the time they're pulling back. And that's the time they're looking to have a steady life, a steady person, a person who will be there with them when they can no longer be a lovemaker, when they no longer have nothing, when they no longer can hug for them to feel comfortable, when they have lost it all. That's the time they are there trying. The little blue pill stop working. And sometimes those that would have stayed with you and with your action and behavior that pushes them away, the one that you end up getting, turn you into a puppet. Yes. Be careful. Guard your sanity. Woman, guard yourself. Be an upright person. 20 and 50 women don't make you be a man. You're already a man. So having 1,000, caring for 1,000, do not put the stamp of approval on you that you are a man. You were already a man, already born a man, grow up as a man, be dedicated as a man, and should be as a man. So the woman, the sex, and the going after, the beauty, and all of you looking on, that does not make you to be a man. Good knowledge, understanding, that will make you be who you want. But running around trying to something that drives the wedge in you. Yes. After the eat is over, then the regrets come. After the eat is over, then comes the regret. Yes. Do not live to regret, but live to be joyful. A standing husband, a good father to those yours and those around you. You will be up, come to poverty with the many and the dozens. All right. Thank you very much for being here, and be careful. Be careful. Let your light so shine. Live your life as a man. Live and think as a man. Not to be gigolos. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. God keep you. Thanks for the 4-person who touched the thumbs up button. That's it. So, all right. Thank you very much. Share the live. And if you have not subscribed, subscribe as we ask. Thank you very much. God bless you. And we will speak another time. Bye.